Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dialord's Tactics. I'm finally getting to my Caliburn Arthur deep dive video. So, initial thoughts on Caliburn Arthur is he is like, I've heard mixed reviews. Some people like, he's okay. My first thoughts was he's not OP, he's just okay. But after playing around with him for roughly 3 days, he's damn good. He is a monster damage dealer. So let's dive into this deep dive, and we'll try to show you everything to know about him. First of all, his look, his aesthetic is just frickin' awesome. And so like I do on these videos, I'm going to go over his passives. I'm going to go over his skills on his relics. I'm going to go over his chivalries. We're going to discuss him in general. I'm going to give you gearing recommendations on how to gear this guy. Then I'm going to show you places in the game where he excels. You know, where he thrives, where he kills very, very quickly with prejudice. And I'm rambling. Okay, let's start with his passives. Because passives are going to carry over to all your relics regardless of what relics you have equipped. So passive number 1, and keep in mind I have him at C8 already. So I'm going to have most of these unlocked, but this is not, you're going to get 2 of these. You're not going to get all of them at C0. So if you're free to play, if you're very, very low spend, and you just pulled and got a single copy of him, your Arthur isn't going to be, or my Arthur, I should say, isn't going to be a reflection of what yours can do. So when all of his passives and his chivalries are to a certain point, this is what his P1 will read. So at the start of battle, I love at the start of battle abilities. 100% chance to gain hits dealt transfers into attack up, and it's going to be the same with all 4 of these. Crit rate up, crit damage up, and hit accuracy up. Now, I'm going to show you in detail how that works, because that's going to somewhat affect his gearing. But basically, the TLDR of how this mechanic works is he starts with the attack up, crit rate up, crit damage up, and hit accuracy up at 0. And then every time he does a hit, it ramps up until a certain cap. And then grants all stag favor allies, so Tristan, Anya, Kay, crit rate increase 2 for 2 turns. So he's going to start the battle regardless with 40% crit rate, and then after it falls off, you should have ramped up your crit rate through this mechanic so that you're maintaining a certain level of crit rate after you gear him. And I will show you that. It sounds complicated. It's not. It's actually pretty cool. I really enjoy the thought that went into that kind of mechanic. And it looks like his kit was very well developed, in my opinion. It's a really good hero. Really good hero. So that's his P1 at the start of battle. P2, Caliburn's Will. So when attacking while you have Stygian Aura, and to get this, you have to hit someone with a debuff. You get evasion rate up and defense up, which in itself, that aura, that buff, isn't that great. Like, this isn't going to make or break him, but having this aura is going to ramp up his attack. So when he has it, attack the selected target 5 times. There's the big burst. Total damage, 215% attack. It ignores, 20% of the defense, which is really nice. But then it's going to remove his Stygian Aura, and you're going to have to apply it again. And again, to apply it, you just got to hit somebody with a debuff. So again, P2 is really, really good. His P3, Rule of Darkness. This is his immortality invincibility mechanic. Upon taking fatal damage, 100% chance to gain immortality for 2 turns. It's 1 turn if you don't have this maxed. 100% chance to gain attack gauge decrease immunity for 2 turns. So once he's basically killed, you can't just remove his attack gauge and get into that perpetual loop like we used to back in the day with Guinevere. So this is more, this is just more to prevent that versus something really beneficial for him. It's just to make it so that he will gain attack gauge and that you can't use, if this wasn't here, you could just stall out attack teams with attack gauge reduction heroes on them. 100% chance to remove all debuffs, dot, and abnormal statuses from himself. So basically he's going to cleanse himself and prime himself. Not giving himself any big attack buffs. So he is going to give himself just 2 more turns when this is maxed, because the immortality lasts 2 turns. 2 more turns just to finish off the fight. So that's his passives. Now let's look at his fire relic. His fire relic is what he comes with. Or let's look at his relics in general. All 3 of his relics are basically the same, except for a minor tweak to the S2 and I think the S3 on 1. So fire is what he comes in, and it is more than sufficient. You can definitely use Arthur to the most of his capability with your fire relic. So let's start with his basic, or his S1. S1. I call it S1. Some people call it A1. Attack 1 enemy 2 times. Not a whole lot of damage. There's a chance to inflict attack decrease 1 for 2 turns. Not a big deal. And you're going to see that his frost is exactly the same. Actually, his frost, yeah, it's exactly the same. And his wind is exactly the same. So they all do the same thing on their S1. His S2, this is his big nuker. So attack 1 enemy 3 times. Total damage equals 204 attack. Not a huge multiplier, but if the target has a debuff, he's going to gain 25% attack gauge, 100% chance, and he's 100% chance he's going to gain that Stygian aura for the rest of the battle. So, and that is what's going to allow him to do that big, huge mollywop the next time you do an attack, right? And this is, that minor stat increases. And then his S3 is his AoE. Attack all enemies 2 times. Total damage, 140% of attack. Nothing major, but remember, you're attacking all the enemies. 100% chance to recover 1 vigor, so it's a 2 vigor cost ability. If the selected target has a debuff, 100% chance to gain Stygian aura for the rest of the battle. So you can get Stygian aura from his S3 and his S2. But I do believe you have to have a Chivalry to give it on the S3. We'll get into the Chivalries next. So then if we look at his Frost S2, same thing, attack 1 enemy 3 times. The difference is he got attack speed or attack gauge, 25% attack gauge on his S2 in Fire. In Frost, he's going to give himself Pierce increase 1, which is 20% Pierce, which is better. And it is arguably better. It's going to slice through 20% of someone's crit avoidance, or not crit avoidance. There's no crit avoidance. It's defense. Defense in this game. And his S3, attack all enemies 2 times. Same thing. If the target has a debuff, attack additionally. I don't know if the Fire had that. It did not. So the Fire, it basically was a 2 vigor cost. His Frost is if the target had a debuff, deal additional damage. So Frost, probably better, but it's going to come with a little bit of a little bit more vigor cost to use the S3. If the selected target has a debuff, 100% chance against Stygian aura. Okay, so Stygian aura is going to be on the S3 regardless. I thought it was on a Chivalry. It's not. So you can get it from his S2. You can get it from his S3. Storm, attack 1 enemy 3 times. Again, this one is exactly the same. It also gives Pierce increase 1 on the S2. And then the S3 is not an AoE, so different, a little different. Attack 1 enemy 4 times. If the target has a debuff, right? So this is where it's different again. He's going to drain, so he's going to gain 15% health of the damage dealt. I can see where that would be really good, right? So you don't really rely on a healer as much as you're going to, because he's going to do a lot of damage. You see it is a higher damage multiplier, and this can go up even higher. So add another, say, 75%. This is going to be 300% attack. 1 enemy, though, so I'm thinking it's wind. Wind is strong against ice, so you can use him in any boss that has an ice affinity. If the enemy has a frost Brennan, that'd be good to bring in the wind relic against that. So I can see they're all somewhat similar, but with a little bit of differences. I can't say frost. I really like frost. I also like wind. Right now, if I had to give an edge to one relic, I'd say the Frost would get a slight edge. And where I think I think Frost gets a slight edge. One for that Pierce on his S2, and from the additional attack capability you can get from the AoE. So Frost, a little bit better. And it looks like they're putting Frost behind a paywall. I don't know if it's available to purchase yet. I don't think it is because I haven't seen it. Let's see. Let's go to the special shop. Special offers. No, usually they put them in here once they're available to purchase. But it does not look like they are available to purchase yet, unless I have totally missed it. No, special offers I think is where they go. And they are not in here. Unless I've missed it. Nope, I don't think so. Okay, so you can't purchase his relics, which is, I think I like that. I do like that. Because they have it available in, I'll show you as a reward for this. This is the new content. I don't know. Wait. Stop. I don't know why my game's being a little buggy. Oh, season rewards. Okay, so here you go. So as long as you rank in the top 50, they're giving you shards of this. Now, this resets weekly. If I don't get a better score, it's going to take me basically 10 weeks to get his Frost Relic, whereas the guy in first, 2 weeks. If he gets first back-to-back, he's going to get the Frost Relic. I don't know if next week this is going to switch over to the Storm Relic. I kind of hope it does. But it looks like this piece of content, which they just added with the May or late April patch, is where you're going to be able to get the additional relics for Caliburn Arthur. Okay. So that's his passives. That's his relics. Now let's go look at his Chivalry. So you see I got mine. Chivalry 8. Again, what my Arthur's going to do is not going to be reflected in what your Arthur's going to do. You just have to... he is a very good candidate to put some Chivalries into. He is a good hero. Initially, on first release, when I did my first impressions, I said that he wasn't as versatile as Brennan, and that he wasn't OP, he was just good. I am going to say that he is probably the best damage dealer in the game right now. It comes with caveats, though, because people are going to say, no, you have to line him up. He has to hit on a debuff. Yes, but when he hits on a debuff, he is the highest damage character, highest damage dealer, highest DPS in the game by far. He is. Trust me, and I'm going to show you guys. It is hilarious. Okay, his Chivalry 1. Like Brennan, and this is a good change. Like Brennan, all of his transformational chivalries are on the left side. So you only really have to get him up to C5 to unlock all of his capabilities. So if you max his passives, if you get his chivalries up to C5, you're gonna unlock all of the abilities and capabilities in his kit. The right side, I'll show you, is just basically stats, which is going to take him up to that upper tier, god tier levels of damage. So his C1, this is going to affect his passive 1. So his passive 1, you are only going to get the attack increase and the crit rate increase with hits. Now, as soon as you get his C1, you're also going to get the crit damage increase and the hit accuracy added to that mechanic. His C2, this is one of his passives. Yes, so this is his passive for, I do believe, his S3. His S3? His S3. When attacking, if the target doesn't have a debuff. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is totally different. So when attacking... Okay, this is totally... Never mind. It's totally different. When attacking, if the target doesn't have a debuff, you're going to inflict this Caliban's Curse, which I do believe is an attack down. Yeah, attack down by 10%. And then it's considered a debuff. So he can apply his own debuff to hit on the next turn. Ideally, you want to line him up to hit someone that already has a debuff. But if not, then this C2 is going to give you a minor benefit, right, for your troubles. It's like a consolation prize. C3. Caliburn's Will. I keep saying Caliban because I'm a Marvel fan and it's a Marvel character. Caliburn's Will, skill enhancement. Damage ignores 20% enemy's defense, stat effect added. And this goes to this. So this adds this line right here to his P2. So that was his C3, and that is, 20%, that's 20% extra slicing through defense. That is a good stat. That is a good chivalry. It's not game-breaking. Like, this one is game-breaking. That's like 45% crit damage and hit accuracy. This one is game-breaking. This one, not really game-breaking. This one, not really game-breaking. Still good, but not game-breaking. And then his C4, Rule of Darkness, which this was his passive 3. This is going to increase his immortality turns to 2 from 1. So I thought it was the upgrading the passive. I think I said that when we went over it initially. Now, you have to have his C4, actually, if you want to give himself that extra turn of invincibility after he dies. And looks like this is also needed to remove the debuff dot and armor side. So this is the cleanse. So without the cleanse, all this is going to be, or without the C4, all this is going to be is upon taking fatal damage, 100% chance to gain immortality for 1 turn, and 100% chance to gain this attack gauge decrease. That's all it's going to be. You're not going to get the 100% chance. You're not going to get the cleanse, and you're not going to get the additional turn. Is that game breaking? Is this game breaking? Is this major? No, not really. So the extra turn is nice, because then it's going to give him more chances you can heal him up, so he's not going to just die as soon as he comes out of that immortality. And the cleanse is nice because it does remove like dots. So if you had dots and you didn't heal, as soon as the immortality fades, he's just going to keel over, right? He's just going to die from sadness. So this is good, not game-breaking. I'd say that so far the only game-breaking one is his C1. And then his Chivalry 5, additional skill effect for skill 3. Okay. When the selected target has a debuff, you also get Stygian Aura. So I think, unfortunately, this one is required to make him somewhat OP. So I would say the ones that are necessary are this one and this one. Why? Because you kind of want to run his skill 3 first in some instances. Yes, his C1 is really good. His C5 is really good. And then we're just getting into stats. 15% attack, which is a lot. This one, okay, you know, whatever. Survivability. Attack, crit rate. This one's really good. And then defense, crit rate. So a lot of crit rate on his C8 and his C9. You get an extra 35% or 30%, which is a lot, because that's going to help you gearing him. So if we look at gear, you can gear him, I'd say 2 ways right now. So I do recommend a damage set, because remember, he's going to get a bunch of crit rate from his kit. And then you could either run an Ascension set or an attack set. So that's going to be his 2 options, and that's what I'm going to have on my spreadsheet. I'm going to have Ascension damage and attack damage. Ascension is nice. Him hurting himself kind of sucks. And for the new dungeon, for the Hall of Conquerors against the new Penvid 2.0, Ascension works against him because he's going to get that heal immunity applied. So I would say for the Hall of Conquerors, you probably want him in an attack damage set. For everywhere else, you want him in a Ascension and then damage set. Now, for substats or for main stats on the right side, you want attack on there. I know the game tried to say run a resist set. When they initially released his kit, they said resist and Ascension. No, don't run resist. Run him as an attacker. I tried it. I get what they're trying to go for. They want him to resist the heal immunity from the Penvid 2.0. Don't do that. It doesn't matter. Attack, main stat. Crit damage, main stat. Attack, main stat. And then for here, again, they tried to say run effect resistance here. No, attack, main stat. Attack, main stat. Or I can see where attack speed would be handy, right? Because he's getting the hit accuracy from his kit, from his his C1 on his P1. So I can see where running a attack speed orb might be nice. So I have him in attack right now because I don't have a good attack speed orb. So I would say that attack speed's probably better, because 151% flat attack, that's not going to make or break him. And then obviously a Pierce Banner. Pierce Banner all the way. That's going to slice through defense, right? Yeah, it's going to slice through defense. And then for substats, you want to get his crit rate I recommend 50%. 40 to 50%. I've seen higher. Let's just say shoot for 50% crit rate from his substats. Because remember, he's going to get 40% at the start of the battle for 2 turns. So he's going to be at 90 then. He's also then going to ramp up. After that 40% falls off, he can ramp up to 45. So if you just say 40 and 45 from his mechanics, tack that onto this, now he's going to be perpetually running at about 9 at 50% from substats. He's going to be running at 90 to 95% crit for the majority of the battle. Now against Nika teams in PvP, you want this a little higher because Nika negates some crit on the teams. So once I get his C9, mine's going to be around 70%, and I'm going to leave him at 70% because I think that's going to help in PvP. For everywhere else, if you were just wanting to run Arthur for PvE, I'd say 50% from substats for crit rate is optimal. And after that, then go for attack percentage, crit damage percentage, attack speed. So you see attack speed, crit rate +2, attack +1, crit damage +2, attack, crit damage, attack, crit rate, attack speed, attack speed, attack +2. That's obviously a crit damage. Main stat, crit damage, crit rate, attack speed, crit rate, attack speed, attack percentage, crit rate percentage. So that's my gear. I like them. I think I got good gear. Obviously, I've seen some like 8,300 attack Arthurs. That might come once I get him up to breakthrough 70, which you need him C10 to get him breakthrough 70. I've seen some really high attack Arthurs. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the majority of the deep dive on him. So that is his Chivalries, passives, relics, and gearing. Okay. Now, first, I want to show you that mechanic, that ramping damage mechanic, and how it works in practice. So we're going to take him into here. Now, I think I have this off. Okay, there we go. So start a battle. Start a battle. He starts with a whole lot. Let's just scroll this. Let's just move my noggin. So he starts with a lot of buffs. So he gets this crit. This crit damage is actually coming from Anya. The counterattack's coming from Anya. The barrier's actually coming from Brennan. But then he's going to be getting this crit rate up, plus 40% for the start of battle for 2 turns. You see Anya should have that too because she's a stag. And you see Brennan does not, because that's only for stag allies. So he's starting with this crit rate up 40%, and then you see he has all of these active. The hits into a hit accuracy. They say damage dealt on here. This is hits done. It's not damage dealt, which is weird. It's the first time I've noticed that they changed this text to damage dealt. But you see it's 0, 0, 0, 0. So he's going to have 40%. So tack that onto his 50% crit rate. And he's got 90% crit rate for the battle. So now let's just put him on auto. And as soon as he goes, you're going to see how this works. So whack, 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 whack. So he just did a lot of hits. And now you see this starting to ramp up. So 27%, 12%, 27%, 18%. So let's just let this go for a little bit, because I want to show you guys where this thing maxes out at. So let's let him get one more of his multi hits in. Go Brennan, go Brennan. There it is. Okay. So let's see if he's maxed out. I think he might be. Because crit rate, now you see, now his crit rate is at 45%. Obviously, he still has his crit rate up from the start of battle because he hasn't actually taken, I think this is his, he's getting it for one more turn. But you see damage dealt ramps up to 30%. 30% increased attack. Oof. 21% increased crit damage. Oof. 45% crit rate. So now he is way overcapped for crit rate. But as soon as this falls off, then my Arthur's going to be at 95% crit rate. And then hit accuracy, a big whopping 45%. Which is why you don't need a hit accuracy orb for Arthur for PvE. So let's let him get one more turn in here. I want to see if that crit damage up can go higher than 21%. But I think that everything is now maxed. Okay. Let's see, did that go up anymore? No, it's maxed. And you see, I don't know why he says he refreshed the crit rate buff. But you can see that's all maxed. Crit damage maxed out 21%. So that is how that hits into stats mechanic works. Now let's show you guys some places in game where he's just like wrecking face. I want to highlight how much damage this guy can do. So one place, let's just go right to the highest PvE boss we have. Well, story boss we have. Cromcrotch, Hell, 10-7. This is the team that I'm running. Obviously, we're getting some defense down from Morgan. But I want you guys to watch this. This is a thing of beauty, how much damage this guy does. So, obviously, Morgan's going to apply the debuff. That's going to allow him to get Stygian Aura and go again. So, whack, 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 whack. Pretty much dead. And then I want you to watch up here for these 5 turns. Because this is going to make getting him down in 20 turns, I think, easy. Let's see. Okay, so we're up to 8 turns. Arthur has taken 1 turn. So we're going to apply the defense down with Morgan. And now watch Arthur just destroy his health bar. Almost just annihilated. Annihilated. So then you see we strip some turn meter and we're on turn 16 and he's dead. Like, easy. Cake. Absolute freaking cake. Ah, look at that. Level 101. Awesome. Just monster damage numbers. Okay. So there's one place. Like, this guy just wrecks face. So here's another... Well, no, I can't show you that one. I was going to say, here's another boss where you're going to farm a lot because you need these. But Tristan can just kill this guy in 1 turn. So we're not going to show that. Let's go show where some of his AoE capability comes into play. So this guy is really good since he's a fire element. He's really good in the... No, not that one. The Portage. The Portage dungeon. So there you see. This used to be Morgan in here. I kind of want to remove Lance. But the dots... Having dots on the enemies gives you increased damage. So let's just do this. I'll show you guys how the skill settings are set up on this one. So you see, this is going to take into... You're going to be really relying on his S3 for this one. And remember, his S3 in the fire element is a 2 vigor ability. So not a whole lot of 3 vigor abilities here, but... Let's just keep doing this one. You kind of want to use Anya's C2 in this one because it's going to remove the debuffs. Which, since he's going to be such high attack, the boss is going to target him for silence. And you really got to get that silence off so that he could use his S3 and his S2. So, let's just start battle because this is Portage. You kind of want to target everything, right? So, watch him just come in here with his AoE and just annihilate everything. Like, literally everything. So here he comes, and boom. And then he's going to go again, and then he's going to go again. Just 1 turn wipe. Just 1 turn wipe the board. So, like, Morgan who? And I got a million videos on how this mechanic works. Like, look at that. He just, like, almost, like, wiped the whole board on that S3. Like, we kill the bosses so fast, or the ads so fast in here now that the game, like, bugs out and doesn't visually show them sometimes. So you see Arthur is silenced because the boss will always silence the highest attack unit. But then Anya came in, cleansed the silence, and then we just S3'd again. Like, this boss has one burnt offering up because we are killing the ads so fast. Which is a thing of beauty. Now she's got a few more, but we're just going to kill the ads again. Come on, Arthur. Aw. So let's see Arthur's C3. Oh, he didn't do it. I was out of vigor. So the boss is going into her first charge attack, and she's already at like 50% health. And she's got no burnt offering, so she's going to do almost no damage on this first attack. Watch this. Wham. Nothing. Nothing. Like, now they can focus target him down, which is unfortunate, but if you have Nika C8, then she's just going to heal him back up. So unfortunately he's not going to have oh, he is going to have 3 vigor. Boom. Like, he was almost tailor-made for this fight. It is... Especially in his fire relic. I think they had that in mind when they reduced the vigor cost by 1. Just how much he was going to mow through this dungeon. Boom. And then he's going to go again. Because he was... Oh, no. I thought he was going to go again because he's in Strife set. And I forgot to mention that when we were gearing him. Put him in a Strife set for keepsakes. And then as soon as he... Oh, wait. So he's silent, so he's not going to AoE. But the boss is going to be dead, right? As soon as the next time he goes, we're done. And we're done. Okay, boss is dead. So, just monster damage. And just like a boss, the turnaround look over shoulder. Like, he's just a huge damage dealer. Again, keep in mind, I'm going to get a little bit more mileage out of mine because mine is C8, breakthrough 68. And if you have him just at C0, if you just have 1 copy of him, you're not going to get this kind of mileage out of him. So he's good, like, anywhere. Like, let's pick an ice. Or no, wind. Let's go wind. So, Arceus. So, we know, and I haven't done this yet, so you guys are going to see this along with me. But we used to run Sergius here since they nerfed Sergius. And Arceus, I do believe, I can't remember. I think he's the one you want to bring in shields. So let's just bring in Arthur. Let's bring in Fire Morgan. Where's my Morgan? There's my Morgan. We want fire units. So we want... Let's bring in you, fire, and then let's bring in, obviously, Nika fire, right? Okay. Skill settings. We're gonna go that. We'll go that, and then we'll go that. Okay, there we go. Start battle. And I left my Morgan in her speed gear, which is going to screw us up. So we're going to run him into the debuff. He's just going to melt him. And then since he killed him, he's going to go again. And just nuke. Just nuke. So I think we used to run Sergius in this fight. So let's just see how much he can nuke this guy's health bar in 1 hit. So obviously, he's dead. Wow, one hit. 1 hit. So let's do it again. Let's do it again. So no debuffs. So he's only gonna, since he's not debuffed, Arthur was supposed to apply the attack down debuff. Okay, so now you see the boss has a debuff. And Arthur's going to do his thing. Boom. Dead, 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 dead. It's so silly, but it is so satisfying. Like, that's too good. Okay, so basically you guys get the point. Like, he's just destroying. Just destroying. Let's run him in Shrine of Storms. Because one thing is that this is where people are going to feel the Sergius nerf the most. Because if you ran Sergius in here, you would run like Merlin lead, and then Morgan fire, and then Sergius, and then a damage dealer, someone like Iwi. Like if Sergius wasn't nerfed, how we would probably run this is we would run Arthur, Merlin, Morgan, Sergius, and it would have just been cake, because the boss would have never took a turn. You would have just kept ramping up, and Arthur would have had this guy down in like 2 turns. But now, with the Sergius being nerfed, we're actually going to have to rely on Cloudis here, because they tweaked her kit a little while ago, and they did give her a Shrine of Storms leadership. So how we're going to run this, let's just make sure, yeah, because I've kind of screwed everyone's gear for CVC. So 2-1, yes, because this is her AoE attack gauge reduction. But the issue is we probably don't want to do that, because we're going to rely on Morgan, and we're going to rely on Merlin for his the attack gauge increase in, what is it called? The block, basically. So we're going to run his S2, and S1. So let's see how this goes. I don't remember. Let's see if it goes smoothly. Because without Sergius, the boss is going to take some turns. But we're going to rely on Cloudis and Morgan to make sure that doesn't happen. You see, you do have to use Merlin, because if Merlin will put this attack gauge disruption on the boss, and if you didn't, then when that left arm went, it would have sped up the boss, and the boss would have took a turn, and he would have done bad things. So I was so busy looking at the buffs, I didn't see how good Arthur did. Yeah, yeah, he does good. Oh yeah, he's good. It's good. It's good. It's more than good. That was insanely easy. So I want to see that one more time. Because that was, I was focusing on the buffs, trying to explain to you guys the debuffs applied, but I wasn't watching the boss. So Morgan obviously puts up the decreased, so whack, 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 whack. Basically down to half health in 1 Arthur turn. Merlin doing his thing. Boom. Oh, we got something different happened. I don't know what I did differently. But he did get 1 swipe, and then he's dead. So this guy's just good so many places. It's silly. It's silly. All right, now let's show you guys some PvP. Because one of the questions we had, and I said this when I was doing his initial, my initial first impression video was, is he the Brennan counter for PvP? And the answer is he can be. He can be. The issue is I find when I run into a team with Anya on it, it gets a little hectic. So obviously I can't tell what everyone has on here. Let's just pick on this fight, Dragos, because he's running a Wind Brennan. So I'm going to show you guys something here. So I want to take this speed set. Yeah. Speed set. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try to get this off of auto as soon as possible. Okay. So unfortunately it has Anya, so this is not going to be a good representation of what this guy can do. But if you run into some Brennan teams without Anya, like, this looks really bad, and it is really bad. So these two are going to cleanse off all of the shields off of Brennan. And then you're just going to go like this. that. And then... Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see. Since Anya didn't counterattack, let's just see if we can kill her. Boom. Oh! Okay. All right. So you see, let's I want to make sure I have enough vigor to use his S2. I don't steal my vigor. Now the counterattack from Anya. I'm actually going to get some shield up on my team. And now, let's strip off those attack buffs. Oh, well, she was at full health anyway. Let's see if we can't just kill her too. Boom! Yep, we did. Oh, baby, it is so beautiful. Credit to... I got to give credit to the theory crafters in my clan. Because they're the ones that showed me how to do this. Well, we can just put this on auto now. Let's just see. I got this all set up right. Let's take it off of that. Boom. Oh, one hit. Oh. Oh, he's so good. He's so good. He's so damn good. Now, if they just fixed Arena and switched up all the problems with it. Oh, that was so good. Okay. I want to try that again. So this team doesn't have Anya. Oh, it's Jorgi. All right. This is going to be fun. Okay. The issue is just in case I don't get to... Well, I kind of got it. I got to get that auto off as soon as possible. Because you kind of do want to play this on manual. Okay. Why? Because you want to run Morgan's S2 into Brennan. So obviously you're going to eat that hit from Brennan off the beginning. But then you're going to speed up. You're going to give all the buffs from your Cloudus. You know, she's going to do that hit. It's going to buff up your Arthur. And then she's going to come in here. And you're going to go like this. Whack, whack, whack. And then you're going to go S3. And I don't know if you have... Yep, he's gone. He's gone. Let's see if we can't get rid of this one really quickly. Oh, we didn't, and now we're dead. And now she's going to go again, and she's going to kill my Cloudus. And she's dead. Yeah, no coming back from this one. So you kind of needed a healer on this one. So like this little bit of shield, that's not going to keep him alive. I don't know if you have a debuff. You don't. So I'm not going to be able to kill you. But let's just take a big whack at you anyway. Almost. Almost. Let's see. Let's keep that shield up. Oh. You still got the immunity. Now can we kill her? Yes, now we can. Oh, look at that. Look at that health come back. All right. Let's see what we can do here, boys. Now, I do want to make sure that you are doing this and this. Uh-oh. I didn't use her S2. Boom! Boom, 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 bye-bye! Like, oh, no! She died of oh, because there was a reflect buff on her. Okay, so she's just going to heal. So, there, we got a debuff up. We got a debuff up. And do your thing, Arthur boy. Oh, he didn't have the vigor. Still got a debuff up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Do it. Hit her, hit her, hit her. It's still up. Oh, but now she's got a shield. I think she's going to take so many turns because she's probably so fast. Boom. Do it again. Oh, yes. Hit her again, bud. Can she heal to full? Not quite full. Do it again. Boom. Hit her again. Yeah. Hell yeah. That is nuts. So, I think I just showed off the power of Arthur alone. Because those fights were just all him. It was just set up for Arthur. And then just Just complete nuke. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that was a pleasure. That was a pleasure. 45 minutes in. My deep dives are usually pretty long. If you have any questions, word of the day, if you've made it 45 minutes into my video, is nuke. Because this guy is just he is a one-man freaking wrecking ball. So nuke, word of the day, put that down in the comment section below. That'll let me know you made it to the end of this video. I will heart your comment and say thank you, or thank you very much, or something. Tell me what you think about Caliburn Arthur in the comment section as well. That was fun. That was fun. Netmarble, I don't know if you got a new dev team or something, but you've just done everything right this last 2 weeks. Now just keep it up. Build on this momentum, please. Bring out that next piece of content as soon as possible. Just keep rolling this game, because we got to build it back up, but that's not going to happen unless you advertise it, which I don't know what you're going to do. But anyways, I'm having fun. I'm sticking around. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the video. Tell me what you think. Do all the things down in the comment section below. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, peace, bye-bye.